I want to show you guys one of the great villains of the modern day, the people that want to destroy stories of mankind, the human rights that we have. This is Yuval Noah Harari, an acolyte of the World Economic Forum. Let's listen. We'll be back.
Many, maybe most legal systems are based on this idea, this belief in human rights. But human rights are just like heaven and like God. It's just a fictional story that we've invented and spread around. It may be a very nice story, it may be a very attractive story, we want to believe it, but it's just a story. It's not a reality. It is not a biological reality. Just as jellyfish and woodpeckers and ostriches have no rights, Homo sapiens have no rights also. Take a human, cut him open, look inside, you find their blood, and you find the heart and lungs and kidneys, but you don't find there any rights. The only place you find rights is in the fictional stories that humans have invented and spread around. And the same thing is also true in the political field. States and nations are also, like human rights and like God and like heaven, they too are just stories. A mountain is a reality. You can see it, you can touch it, you can even smell it. But Israel or the United States, they are just stories, very powerful stories, stories we might want to believe very much, but still they are just stories. You can't really see the United States. You cannot touch it. You cannot smell it.
Human rights and the story surrounding them have enabled humanity to build themselves up. You can't necessarily see an electron, yet we know it exists because we can manipulate them in order that we have electricity. And what you see via the story, the notion of human rights, is the fact that we have built humanity up to the point where I can communicate with many, many people over the cell phone, over the internet, because we have individual property rights, because we have incentives for creation. And this is why when you say that people can't smell the United States of America, yes, actually they can. They can smell the freedom, at least that was formally offered. And the point of all this is that you in the World Economic Forum want to tear down everything that humanity has created to propel itself up into the stratosphere, from being cave dwellers and living with the giraffes and ostriches in a dog-eat-dog world, literally, where you had predation being a big cause of human mortality. And yet you want to dissolve the walls, dissolve the stories, and criticize them in the name of science, despite the fact that these walls are useful, despite the fact that the notion of human rights serves a purpose. But you want to tear it down because, in my opinion, you want to install your own dogma, and you want to change everything that has made humanity successful because you believe that you have a better way of manipulating the human world rather than what has, over centuries of human evolution, millennia of human evolution, propelled us to this point today. And this is the problem. This is the arrogance of such people. And this is the reason that they're continually belittling things like religion that hold society together in a cohesive manner, that install morality into the human population. It's not just an idea, it actually serves a function. The same way that a computer program, once again, that cannot be seen, can be executed once installed. But you want to displace everything, all the human software in our minds that has been developed over time, because you know better, the same way that you guys knew best during COVID that we needed to lock down, that everybody needs to take a vaccine that didn't even work, that did not prevent transmission, that they continued to insist prevented such and continued to mandate it, and then claim that it, like Sam Harris, if only the COVID epidemic had been worse, oh, well, then they'd have been right. But it wasn't, because you people like Yuval Noah Harari and those in the WEF have such egos that you want to rule over humanity and uninstall the human rights software. These ideas, the nation state. This is a protection for humanity, allowing us to flourish. But you want to take it away from us because you know better. And I say niet, because we've seen it in practice very openly and transparently during COVID, despite the fact that you're trying to hide it today.